It's 18 minutes past 5. Some members of a panel of experts on a Setswana language station of the SABC have concurred that Section 25 of the Constitution on Land Expropriation should be reviewed with the sensitivity it deserves. This was during a roundtable debate which followed public hearings by a delegation of the Joint Constitutional Review Committee, which toured the Northwest this week. The panel consisted of a constitutional lawyer, a communal and commercial farmer, as well as a representative from traditional leadership. The view that land was still in the hands of the whites should be shared dominated the debate. Dao Khaitsewe reports.
The Setswana language station Motsweding provided a further opportunity for people to express their views on the controversial and emotional topic of whether or not land should be expropriated without compensation. The views raised range from calls for government to speed up the process to advise to lawmakers to exercise caution to avoid corruption. CEO of the Vumelana Advisory Fund, Peter Setou, said there was a need to be careful on the land expropriation question. It should not affect all forms of property. Setou feels that a blanket approach could have a negative impact. He says, by the way of an example, even a blanket approach to expropriate without compensation was applied, it will mean even a person's house could be expropriated. Setou says they are therefore proposing that expropriation be limited to land reform. Another panelist, the white farmer, Setou, faced strong criticism from the audience about colonial expansion and land dispossession in the 1800s. He downplayed the criticism and stuck to his ground. Harman gave an example of property owner who owns the bank, 100,000 rand, and another person comes and order that person to leave the property. He feels it can cause a fight. Constitutional lawyer Joe Modise stressed that it was important that government should work closely with all stakeholders to ensure that there is a lasting solution, which is fair and equitable to the land question. Modise warned people not to think that Section 25 grants anyone an absolute right.
Now, how Section 25?
Modise feels that there should be a law which will give government power. Hence, there's a bill that is circulating to get a sense of what needs to happen.
That is why
the general view of the audience at the Mahikian Civic Center felt 80% of the land is still in the hands of white farmers. However, some were not convinced that the hearings alone will pave the way for the land issue to be resolved, as it is far too complex. I'm Dal Khaitsewe, SABC News, Mahigeng.